Hello, bonjour, and welcome to my channel. We are doing another Friends video. I wasn't sure if I was gonna do this one, but by popular demand, and by that I mean one single person who mentioned it on my video, I'm gonna do this palette. So you would have seen before, I did the Monica, Rachel, and Phoebe palettes in another video. I'll link it down below. But I also got the Friends Limitless palette that was part of the first drop. The second drop already happened. Pretty much everybody, for the most part, the majority of reviews I saw were on this palette. So I kind of was like, okay, you know what? I'll do the little mini palettes. But sincerely, I have actually been using this palette several times a week. And when I first got it, I used it every day for pretty much 2 weeks. And I'm so happy with this palette. First of all, the packaging, like the little clapperboard. Oh, so cute. And all of the episodes were of course called The One With Something. So very cute concept. But this, oh my goodness, can we take a moment? This palette has 24 eyeshadows between mattes, kind of satins and shimmers, and 3 whole highlights. Which, first of all, I think that is such a cool concept to have them in the palette because you can use them, of course, as eyeshadow, but it just makes it a little bit more of an all-in-one. But the even cooler part is it's 3 different tones. So no matter your skin tone, there's at least one highlight that's gonna suit you. So of course the deepest one, Estelle, that's not for me. I can use that as an eyeshadow, and I have, and it's absolutely stunning, or maybe to mix with one of the other 2 for a different tone. But I can at the very least use the first 2, which is Ugly Naked Guy and Mr. Heckles. Mr. Heckles is my favorite. And as for the shadows, just like the highlights, all of them are named after our characters, our beloved characters in Friends, some of the most famous ones. So the top row is the main cast, and then it kind of goes down with the rest of the people. And you know what? I'm doing this review several weeks after this palette came out, after I've been using it, so it's not the usual kind of first impression, let's try to do 3 looks, but it's really a review of love. I sincerely love this palette. Yes, in part because it's Friends, but also it's the most unique, beautiful, neutral, wearable palette that I've had in a very long time, possibly ever, because you can make an abundance of just plain neutral, beautiful, brown, nude, copper, whatever looks, but there's also so many gorgeous little colors and pops of colors that you can make the star of the show or mix. And I feel like with some neutral palettes, it's always some variation of the exact same look. I'm getting really passionate about this, but here it really is different looks every single time. I don't think a single time I've made the same look, which, I mean, of course, in part there's 24 shades, like it's not that hard, but you know what, it really just makes me curious enough to be like, no, let me use this color this time, let me try this look this time. So straight off the bat, I'm going to tell you guys I absolutely adore this palette, but what I'm going to do for you today is 3 looks that I think are a little bit different. Again, from most of the reviews that I saw, people generally did the simple neutral look, which is go-to, don't get me wrong, I've done it a lot, I absolutely love them. So some of my favorite shades in here are the kind of browns and coppers, etc. I'm not going to be doing a look based around them, they're going to be more the complements, but I'm going to try to use some of the more, we'll call it unconventional colors in this palette, the pops of colors, and just give you an idea of how some of the brighter looks or more varied looks can be. Oh la 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 la, blah blah. And I'm also, of course, how could I not? I'm gonna be completing the look with the Friends lip glosses. So we got 3 looks that we're gonna do today, and hopefully you are a big fan, as I am a fan of Friends. I said this in my last video, I'm absolutely obsessed. It's in the background right now. It's just, I've seen it 100,000 times, and I forever a big place in my heart. If you're enjoying my videos, don't forget to click like, leave a comment with your thoughts down below, and subscribe. All right, let us jump into the first look. Okay, so as I mentioned, I wanted to do something a little bit different with this palette because I think there's already 600 reviews and everybody pretty much stuck to all the neutral colors, which this palette is absolutely great for, but I wanted to utilize a few more of the brighter colors and just give a little bit more variety to the usual reviews that you might be seeing. So this look is going to be the more pink purple look. Do beware because we're going to use everybody's favorite friend character, Emily, as one of the colors, but I'm going to start with Joey, which is this gorgeous soft pink, and that'll be the inner lid. really love that one. It's such a soft, wearable pink. But yes, we're going into Emily, this shimmery purple shade next, and that's going on the outer corner, and then we're gonna blend it all out together. That's how the look goes so far. I'm really happy with that. It's a very lovely soft pink purple blend. And I feel bad for Emily. She gets so much hate, which I kind of get as a Friends fan, but at the same time, think of it from her perspective. You're marrying this guy. He says his ex's name at the wedding. You know he used to be obsessed with her, and he still hangs out with her every single day. Like, you wouldn't really want him to see her again either. Let's be real, but... Alright, I love how this is looking. So next we're going to go in with Emma, which is this gorgeous little shimmery brown that's going all over the under eye. And one of my favorite shades from this palette, Mrs. Geller, this iridescent pink copper, that's going to be going on the inner corner. That completes the look for now. I'm going to finish the rest of my face off camera and I'll be right back. Alrighty, Rue, this is look number 1. It turned out so cute. Oh my goodness. I've really been digging the pinks. I of course had to use one of the Friends lip glosses, so I used Ross with the cute little Marcel on the top. Oh, so cute. And it all tied in so nicely together. Of course this look is quite pink. You didn't have to do that. We can just do the pink eyelids with a neutral lip and it would still be really lovely. But I'm really happy and pleasantly surprised with how the purples blended out. Purples, there was one purple, but just sometimes shimmers or purple in general can be problematic. No issue at all. I really love the shade Emma, but I've used it personally in a lot of other looks, so I thought I'd try something new and not make it the star of the show. And yeah, that Mrs. Geller color is one of my favorites. It's just a little extra something. And overall, I'm very happy with this look. So let us go on to the next look. Alright, time for look number 2. So in keeping with doing something a little bit more interesting and different, we're going to be doing a red look. There's only one red shimmery shade in this palette, and that is Monica. But first we're going to start off with Paolo, which is honestly the most, I barely touched that, the most beautiful matte light chocolate brown. That's going to be in the crease, and we're going to blend that out with Carol, which is a bit more of a sandy matte brown. And we're going to mix all of those together, and it's going to be really great. That was one dip into Paolo. Like, these mattes are so good. That's such a stunning color. Paolo was not a good person, though. Now that that's beautifully buffed out, if I may say so myself, we're going to go in with Monica the shimmer all over the lid. Next, what is Monica without Chandler? I mean, she's really cool, but we're gonna go in with Chandler, which is also one of my favorite shades in this palette. This beautiful brown, and we're just gonna very gently deepen the edges on the top of the lid. Alright, and that is the look after Monica and Chandler added on, and if I may say so myself, so good. So to finish off this lovely look, we have 2 more shades. We're going to be going into, again, I feel like I say this about every shade, don't I? Fun Bobby, this stunning copper, which again is one of my favorites from this palette. That's going all over the under eye. And how could we do Monica without Rachel? Rachel is just a simple, lovely, shimmery gold. That's going in the inner corner. Is that final look. So as I mentioned before, there are 3 highlights in this palette. Estelle for me personally is way too deep, but it's excellent that they have 3 tones and it really will suit everybody, but this would be an absolutely gorgeous eyeshadow. I just don't imagine in my lifetime I would use up an eyeshadow pan this size. However, my favorite is Mr. Heckles, so I'm gonna put that on as my highlight today. So that is the finished face for now. I'm of course going to finish off my eyes and lips, and I will be right back. So here is look number 2. I am so happy with how it turned out. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. This is such a simple neutral palette, but there's really so many looks you can do. It's the first time in a really long time that I found a neutral palette that's so varied. Like, hello, this is bomb.com. It's just, I don't know how to explain it. It's neutral, but it's different. I'm really excited with how this turned out. I feel like every day I use this palette, I'm gonna make something different, and not like different but the same as it is with some neutral palettes where it's all in the same range. Sincerely, different looks every time. Love it. I lined my lips and I did the Monica lip gloss, which is really lovely with a lot of silver shimmer, a really nice warm nude tone. And I don't know, I'm just so happy with how it turned out. I think it's so beautiful. I did a bit more of a swoosh wing at the end, leaving the inside clean. And yeah, I don't know what to say. I'm really happy. And I feel like this as well is quite a seasonal look, if I can say so, like with the red and the oranges. It's a really good palette for fall, a really good look for fall. And you can kind of really do every season you like with this neutral palette. It's not kind of monotonous, if that's the word I can use. I'm really happy with that. And we still have another look. Oh my goodness. Ooh, I'm feeling this. Feeling this. Let us proceed to the 3rd look. Look number 3. Where would we be without Miss Phoebe Buffet? So Phoebe is this hecka bright orange. It's beautiful. That's gonna be the star of our show, and that's going on the inner and outer third of the eye. I mean, come on. That was way too easy. Ah, it's so beautiful! You know, to me, this color really is the epitome of Phoebe in a color. I'm so in love with this. So of course it's looking a little rough right now. We're gonna blend it out, don't worry. But what we're gonna put in the middle first is a beloved character of Friends, Mr. Richard. Richard is this gorgeous, shimmery, champagne-y, peachy color that's going right in the middle. Blending of the orange, just a little fluffy brush with the lightest, most gentlest touch. And we're gonna softly buff that out, but try to, in general, keep the shape because I like that shape. Alright, and that is looking so good. Next, we just have 2 more shades, so we're gonna finish off this look. We want to put Mindy on the bottom. Mindy, I don't even know how to describe it. It's a really light, shimmery orange copper peach pink. It's a very unique shade actually. So that's going all over the under eye, and in the inner corner we're gonna go with Marcel. I will say this though, Mindy is quite flaky, so when you're picking it up, be careful. My dog is snoring, can you hear it? Alright, that is a look number 3. I'm so happy with how it turned out. I'm gonna very quickly, of course, finish off the look, and I will be right back. Oh my god! This look turned out so good, so much better than I thought or hoped or imagined. What? Why is this so beautiful? Like, who gave you the right? Who gave you the right? Oh my gosh. Oh, this orange look is so nice. It turned out so wearable. God. Okay, calm down again. So I lined my lips and we use a little bit of Joey. So Joey's probably my favorite because it's a pink nude, but it's more on the nude side. Whereas if you see Chandler, who's very similar, Chandler is super pink and it comes out pink. But Joey's perfect. I did a little dab of that to kind of neutralize the look, and oh my goodness, I'm obsessed. This is my favorite look. Miss Phoebe Buffet did not, she came to slay. That's why it rhymes, you know? Beautiful. Richard is gorgeous. Marcel is obviously a very yellow gold, but it just ties in the look together. And for my highlighter, I actually, I did go in with Ugly Naked Guy, which is very like silvery cool toned, but I put a bit of Estelle on top, and it works really nicely if you mix the two together. Like I said, not every shade may be super wearable for everybody as a highlight, but you can certainly mix and match and use them as shadows. Totally obsessed with this look. Let's go right ahead into my final thoughts. The Friends Series 1 Limitless Palette. What do I think? I adore this palette, very, very sincerely. I said this at the start of the video. This is not a brand new review. This came out end of September, I think. And I'm honestly, wow, I use this palette so much. Like, you can, maybe it doesn't pick up on camera, but you can see the dents in the colors. I have been going to this palette surprisingly, honestly, surprising even to myself, very regularly, a lot right at the start. And it's something that I keep coming back to because, as I mentioned before in the video, there's just something about it where it's a gorgeous but very, very neutral palette. And again, people got super upset. A lot of people. I mean, the complainers are always the loudest when it comes to reviews. Let's be real there. But a lot of people were like, neutral palette, Friends. Yeah, it was the 90s. Nobody wore makeup like this in the 90s. Let's be real. Not on a day-to-day basis, and certainly not on the set of Friends. Those girls were beautiful and barely wore any makeup at all. I mean, like eyeshadow makeup, you know what I mean? You get it, you get the point. So to come out with a big neutral palette, I think was hitting the nail on the head. Most people can get this palette, and most people can use and wear this palette, and most people will be flattered by the colors in this palette. So don't complain. Come on. But even that aside, I just find so many neutral palettes come out and it's kind of like 18 shades of nude. Do you know what I mean? Like, and don't get me wrong, I love some of those palettes. I have the new nude palette by Huda Beauty, and it's gorgeous. It's absolutely stunning. But for the most part, it's different tones of a nude shade of pink with some shimmer. And I love it. I hit pan on several shades of that. But at the end of the day, after a few wears, you know, you're kind of like, now what? And some people absolutely just love a simple nude neutral look. I definitely love those. I've just been getting more into color. But this allows you to really vary those neutral looks. Try something a little bit different. Even if you do, you know, Janice or Fun Bobby, they're kind of very, very similar, but they're different. And it allows you to really try those different tonalities. Mindy as well, you know, is in there. They're kind of in the same family, but at the same time, it allows you to explore and try some different shades, some different undertones that you would normally try. Like Ross is actually this gorgeous golden shimmery green, which will go with the gold, you know? It helps you really think about your color stories and do something neutral but colorful. Do something neutral but different. I feel like I'm just going about this palette, but at the end of the day, I absolutely love it. Every neutral look you could think of will be in this palette. You get 3 highlighters suitable for all skin tones, and you can mix and match and make some really creative, cool looks, neutral or not. Frick, you can just go straight into Ursula and do a bang blue eyelid. Rock it if that's what you want to do, but I think it really is, as the name implies, a limitless palette, and I'm absolutely obsessed with it. And it's my favorite palette or makeup item that I got from the whole collection. Of course, I mean, it's big and I would be more excited for this than a little 9-pan palette. But this and I think the Joey lip gloss are probably 2 of my favorites. Oh, and I mean, the mirror. Everybody loves the mirror. But I just sincerely, wholeheartedly recommend this. If you love neutrals but you're bored of your everyday average neutral palette, this will be your saving grace. This is so stunning and so unique for what it is. I really, really love this palette. They're just hacking out some amazing stuff, Makeup Revolution as a whole, and I'm so excited, and maybe one day we can collab. Wouldn't that be a freaking dream? But overall, I love it and I hope you guys love it. So let me know what you thought of this video down below. If you haven't already, definitely give this video a thumbs up and please go ahead and subscribe to my channel. I'm new and growing, so it would mean very much for me to have you on this journey, and I have lots of cool and fun videos coming up. Other than that, you can catch me on social media at Slavic Chic, and I will hopefully catch you guys in the next video. Bye!